It's a time for Pick It from China. Hey, welcome back to the channel. It's awesome that you're tuning in, because in this video we are going to take a close look at a new system that I picked up from AliExpress. So this is from the brand Retroad. The model number is the HD2, the Mega Drive 2 or the MD2 Genesis gaming system. But when it comes to these Sega systems, it's always like a hit or miss. And I just picked up a couple of them just to see is there any good ones out there. Like the original systems, depending where you're living, some countries they are like dirty cheap, sometimes they're like quite expensive. But I'm just curious, what are we going to get? And again, is it really worth picking up? They're having like all kinds of molds they're using. This is the model number 2, and I must say that it is a quite interesting one. So we do have like the on and off switch, and the reset doesn't feel like the original system. We do have the option to play original game. We're going to play a couple of them just to see how they work out. What is most special about these devices, we're going to get an HDMI out and also the old school AV out. So we do have like some options when it comes to, yeah, basically like playing your games, the input for the power supply, and at the bottom we even have like a switch for different regions. So this thing just have like some extra features in combination with the HDMI and the region switch out of the box. So that's quite interesting. But the packaging, the way how they pack it up is all very nice. So what I'm curious about this is that we're going to get just what are we going to get with the cables, the power supply and the general quality. And ooh, it comes even with a free game. The game that came in the pack, take consideration not every seller does this, or you need to buy it separately sometimes. This is the 201, a very interesting cartridge. Then we'll have like the HDMI cable. The power supply is okay quality, like a 1 amp. The only thing is kind of weird, this thing uses a 7.5 volts, so it's a kind of weird voltage if you ask me. And then we have like the controllers. The overall quality of the controller is not bad at all. We're going to get a very nice A, B, X, Y, Z button. It's the same layout like the original controller. Then we have like the start button, feels very nice. The only difference I've noticed, like the D-pad is, I wouldn't say completely different. It is a little bit higher than your typical one, like your Sega original controller or an other clone. I must say it doesn't feel that bad, but it plays kind of strange when holding it. We also have like the mode button. It comes with a very thin but very long cable with the original connection. Then we have like the 2 original controller ports I didn't show you before. I think it's pretty damn cool that we can even use original controls if you just want to play with something else, or like an arcade stick. It doesn't matter. Let's go in to try it out and let's see what we're going to get. I want to be clear, there is no way of adding a Sega CD function. A little bit of a bummer, that would be like a very cool thing, but no, unfortunate with these clones it's not possible. But the next step, I just wanted to see what can we actually play with this, because that is always like the question, especially when it comes to combination cards and other things. So that's what we're going to also try, not only the sound and the visual quality, I just wanted to see like what can we actually play with this thing. Alright, so for the first test I wanted to try Sonic and Knuckles. Let's reset it, and I must say when you're listening to the intro, not like the Sega, but especially the intro of the Sonic and Knuckles game, you can just hear. That's like how it should like sound, so that is absolutely garbage. In the next test I'm going to implement Sonic 3 with it. Let's try the combination card. A lot of clones do have issues with this. But so far I can see it works perfectly. Still have like this weird sound going on, but so that is pretty damn cool. So let's boot it up, let's do a quick gameplay. Man, this sounds so off. Doop 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 doop. That sounds so weird. Especially this, I can dream this soundtrack. Oh. Okay, so let's boot up some virtual racing. And the only thing I'm going to get is a yellow screen with this machine. So unfortunate, with my version I'm having with virtual racing in a system, it doesn't work. Okay, so next up I wanted to try the Xeno Crisis. That's basically more like a new released game. Oh boy, this sounds so weird. But we don't have any issues when it comes to the gameplay itself. I don't know if I configured correctly. Yep. So the overall experience with the controller is great. I already mentioned before, the D-pad feels kind of weird at the beginning. But also the soundtrack sounds completely different from the original, or better, the original system. Alright, so it's a little bit of a bummer. So if you're looking at some of the games, they have that stupid region lock, and the same with Super Street Fighter. So if you're going to turn it around, we're going to switch it to the different region. It's basically set to Japanese or Japan, and we're going to set to the O, or better set like the American systems. But we do get the same message. So unfortunately, we do have some limitation. We don't have every single region that we're going to need, especially if you're having Paul like me. Another thing I wanted to try are these cheap, let's say, flash cards. Would be a cool combination, having an HDMI system in combination with this flash card. So let's turn it on. Let's see if it's going to be booting up the ever drives from China. Here you can see like it works. Let's play the game. And you can see like it works perfectly without any problem. So that's pretty damn awesome. So that is something we're going to try out. We're also going to do a sound test with this game. Let's boot it up quickly. Oh, that sound. That beep beep beep. It's not like it should be able to be. Okay, so next up I wanted to try the Mega Everdrive. It's basically a different version. The original grids, just to see. Here you can see like it works like a charm. Let's boot it up into the game. And no problem whatsoever. So it's a cool combination to basically have like an HDMI functionality in the system and having a flash card. So you basically can play everything that you want now. So yeah, I already did a quick gameplay, and I told you like the audio is pretty damn bad, but I still want to do the sound test for the people who are familiar with Street Rage number 2. So let's boot it up. So here we go. We do have like the problem again with the region lock. I think this thing or this cartridge can be used in the Japanese region, so I think it will like boot up now and show bare knuckle. I'm saying it correctly. Yeah, so it also like shows you like the region lock actually works, or better said like the region different. Let's do a quick testing with the audio itself. So this is what we're going to get with the audio quality. I'm not surprised. If you're familiar like to these systems, you know like it's always going to be like a hit or miss. And unfortunate, the audio quality is not like it's supposed to be. And it's absolutely bummer because this system has a lot of potential, especially when you're looking at just the way how the game plays. The controller's good quality, and when you're looking at the visual quality, everything is very nice. It's just music that is completely messed up. For the final test, I want to combine this with the 201 multi-game card. You can see it boots up without any problem, and we do have like the original. We can just use an original Sega controller. In this case, it's a Retroad version, and we can use it on the system without any hassle. Super convenient. Let's boot up a game. So we can see that we do have like the right system here. You can see like the region still set to Japanese, so it recognized the game without any problem. So in that case, multi-game cards also work on the system. Well, let's take a close look in the inside. I must say that I'm a little bit disappointed with the Retroad. Normally they have like very nice and okay quality. Like nothing beats the original system, don't get me wrong. But I'm thinking, hey, that is pretty damn cool. They have like a system with HDMI capabilities. And don't get me wrong, nothing beats the original hardware. I personally prefer to play on that. But I think this is like a super convenient way for people who don't want to like start collecting or pay a lot of, let's say, money. Let's break the seal. But unfortunate, nope. There is nothing we can do about it. But let's take a close look in the inside just to see what are we going to get. I need to be very careful because the LED you can see over here has been glued to the freaking case. Yeah, so they did the same thing they did with the original system back in the day. The only thing I really like about it is the way how they constructed this, because I've seen a lot of clones, but this one is not like the, let's say, the worst one out there. What I really like about this is that we do have like a guiding system or a guiding plastic inside the machine. So basically when you put in the cartridge, it's not going to be wiggling when you're going to put it in here. So I think that is something that is very nice. Also the dust cover feels a little bit better quality than I've used to with these clones. So in the inside we're going to get 3 PCBs. And yeah, that's basically what we're going to get. There is nothing much in it, especially when you're looking at original hardware. We're going to get this clunky big PCB. But again, nowadays they can make it so compact and so cheap. Then we have like the backboard over here. The backboard basically has like some extra like capacitors built in. They can replace, so if something is going wrong, you can replace them fairly easy. Not that you're going to need it. Like the only thing is like this unit looks a little bit crooked. It's not broken off, but they didn't like really assemble it like it should be. Some hot glue here and there. The same with the ribbon cables. That is very nice that they did this for extra, let's say, gives this in security, doesn't get loose. In the middle PCB we're going to get ourselves the cartridge slot, some extra capacitors, but do have like the TCT 6803 CPU or processor. But this processor, I have seen it before in clones, and yeah, they had all the similar result when it comes to the audio. This has been made around 2020. The final part is the third PCB with the reset button, the on-off switch, and of course they are using a different kind of, let's say, ribbon cable with some hot glue. I'm very happy they did this. Gives it a way better, stable, like construction over here, and of course the two original ports for the Mega Drive controllers. But okay guys, so this is what we're going to get with the Retroad Mega Drive number 2 or the HD Ultra 2. I must say that I'm a little bit disappointed, but also at the same time I'm not really disappointed because I was thinking we're going to get the same stuff that we have seen before. If you have seen my videos, there are a lot of like Sega clones out there. This is one of the best ones, but unfortunately the audio quality is pretty damn bad. But I thank you for watching, consider subscribing, hit that little bell, become the Wicked family, and it would be great to see you in the next video.